Well, tonight, the government is also defending its decision to block major roads yesterday over curfew violations. Nairobi Regional Commissioner James Kianda says less than 50% of Nairobi residents are complying with protocols to stop the spread of COVID-19, while hundreds of motorists were stuck in traffic last night. But as NTV's Leila Mohammed reports, the night was filled with shock, pain and frustration, as even those cleared as essential service workers were caught in the chaos.
The Inspector General of Police and the government spokesman both took to Twitter to urge Kenyans to work with the government in ensuring the COVID containment measures set by the head of state are complied with as the government tries to contain a deadlier third wave. But while the government has extended the 8 p.m. curfew within the diseased zone until the end of May, many feel that the directive hurts more than it helps.
It's past 9, and we are in Thika Road. Bro, you can't believe it. Niku mad, niku baya sana. Mapolisi wameka pale roadblock.
Scenes along major highways Saturday night showed the people caught up by the freshest move by a state to ensure the containment measures are strictly adhered to.
You can see the traffic stretching all the way. I cannot even see the end. I think maybe it is even in Mobaiga, and I'm in all soaps.
Images of long queues of vehicles almost parked on major highways in the capital were shared all over social media, with Kenyans expressing their frustration at what they termed as a poor judgment call by the government. Among the many caught up in the situation were mothers with young babies and even those unwell.
We are going to the hospital, get rid of our baby sick, so stuck up.
How long have you been here?
2 hours.
For many, the uncertainty caused by a rumor that they would only leave here at 4 a.m. was a call to action. Some sought answers from the officers manning the roadblocks.
President Mugani amesema, this is Kenya, mona. Niwe nani chati? Wako wapi nataka kuongea na yeye? There's a woman there dying, anapeleka hospitali. You know, mnafaa mfungue barabara moja. Hata kama ni president amesema, show me the hospital, I need to speak to him. This is Kenya, this is our country, man, guys. You can't do this.
In his statement, Nairobi RC James Kianda says that each life matters and that all should take part in breaking the chain of the transmission of the virus. Kianda also notes that the action taken by the police officers was necessary as compliance to COVID-19 regulations within the Nairobi metropolitan area was below 50%. Nevertheless, while acknowledging the inconvenience caused, he says police will in the future review traffic management in the city to facilitate a smooth transition into curfew hours. Leila Mohammed, NTV.
Well, those were pictures from yesterday night. Let's now link up with our very own Gina Kirori, who's also out and about for a quick check at what's happening out there an hour into the curfew. Gina, a very good evening to you. I understand you are along the Thika Superhighway. What is the situation at this point?
All right, good evening to you, Zainab. We are here along the Thika Superhighway, right, just as you said, but just at the junction leading up to Roosters. As you can see behind me, the cars have been stopped right now. We got here a few minutes past 8 p.m. and there was relatively a little to no activity. The police were just on standby waiting for any motorists to come, but were allowing a great number to actually pass through, and said that they would wait for about an hour before they would actually take action, and that action has led to this. They have allowed a few cars through, perhaps those that are essential service workers. They've also closed the service lane on my left side. Perhaps my camera person Jane Gatwiri can also pan to that side. They are on standby waiting for any activity and perhaps allowing those, as I said, essential services to pass through. Like my colleague Leila Mohammed said, a lot of Kenyans have criticized the move, calling it a poor call of judgment on the part of the government. But the spokesperson had earlier said today in a Twitter post that this is all done as a result of the COVID-19 measures and regulations that the president had outlined on March 26 26th during the national address, stating that the curfew will now take place from 8 p.m. and that he actually wished everyone a blessed Sunday, and this has culminated into this. So right now we're just on standby, waiting to hear what's going to possibly happen next. Actually, earlier on, during the night time, the OCPD for Kasarani, Peter Mwanzo, had also spoken about it and said that motorists might possibly be kept here quite longer. So let's listen in on what he had to say.
Tumepanga namna hii, service providers ambao wanafanya kazi, ambulance na wale watu wanao barua za kuweza kufanya kazi wakati wa curfew watatumia the inner lane, ile ambayo inaitwa speed lane. Wale wanatoka Thika watatumia hii lane ya pande hii. Wale wanatoka Nairobi watatumia hii lane pande hii, ile the inner lane. Au wengine wanatoka popote wanapotoka watumia hii line nyingine, so that we can help. Ambulances must use the inner lane. So that is the arrangement that we have. We say that we're gonna be here na tuko hapa leo. Wale wote ambao wanachelewa tutakaa nao hapa mpaka asubuhi. Kwa hivyo hatuna maneno mengine. Yet we are ready now and we are just about to do the deployment. I have enough officers. People must obey the directions that have been given and they must stay home. It's as simple as that. We have COVID and COVID is real. So the officers here will make sure that what is expected of us, that is what we are doing. So basically that's what we're saying. Kama mtu ni service provider, atatumia the inner lane. We are preserving the inner lane for the providers of it. Au wengine tutakaa nao mpaka asubuhi. Until morning we are here. There was a warning yesterday, so today we are implementing it.
So Zainab, those are just some of the sentiments from the apparent tough-talking OCPD earlier on. But right now we're just going to wait and see what other activities are going to take place. Using Google Maps, you had also seen that at other major roads which were also blocked last night, such as Langata Road and other such roads, there was also quite a culmination of traffic. But we will possibly confirm if that's also as a result of the roadblock or of just a normal traffic jam that usually occurs at that area.
Ngina, before I let you leave, yesterday Thika Superhighway was among the roads that was highly affected. A huge number of Nairobi residents were stuck there. At this point, can you approximate probably the number of people or the number of cars that are stuck at the road?
As of right now, because just as I said, at around when the clock just struck 9, that is when the roads were actually closed, right before we went on air. So right now I'd estimate just a few are leading up to a dozen cars that have built up so far. Also on the service lane, quite a bit are building up, but the OCPD had said that as a result of this, that they are not going to open the road, so the number could possibly rise. And one of the problems that most Kenyans were complaining about yesterday was actually the fact that some people were trapped who are unwell and had their babies in the car, and those are some of the issues that Kenyans are complaining about, because the problem with this is that you're locking everyone behind them. But as I said, the spokesperson defended his decision, and we'll wait to see what else takes place. But as of right now, the numbers are quite few, but could possibly rise.
All right, thank you, Ngina Kirori, there along the Thika Superhighway. Get home safe, Ngina.